Welcome back to Ride the 6 Motorcycle channel. For those that are new to the channel, you may not know her that I did crash this bike last year back in June. Unfortunately, I crashed the bike again on the weekend. It happened Sunday afternoon. And yeah, so all the hard work I put into the bike, rebuilding the bike here after last June, it's all right back to zero again. The fairings pretty beat up, like it's done. The front's done, the stay bracket. This time I think the suspension tubes, the fork tubes they're bent. So there's a lot more work to do in the front of the bike again. Kind of sucks, like crashing the same bike twice now. I'm okay though. I got a couple scrapes on my knee, whatnot, couple bruises, a little bit sore, but I'm okay. But yeah, the bike is not necessarily okay, and I'm gonna start stripping it down today and see if there's anything major, like any major frame damage on the bike. If there's no frame damage on the bike per se, I'll probably just fix it up and we'll come back again and ride it again. But yeah, guys, just wanted to keep you updated. That's what's going on. So my FZ6R, it's been down twice. This time was a high side, coming into a corner. I don't really know what happened per se, but bike ended up high siding and flipping me the other way and throwing me into the ditch again. So, but I wasn't knocked unconscious. There's no marks or scrapes on my helmet. I couldn't see any marks or scrapes on my jacket, so you could see the bike must have took most of the blow. Like maybe I rode the bike right into the ditch on the other side, I don't know. But this side definitely took most of the damage. Alright guys, stay tuned. I'm going to get the bike stripped down and we'll do an inspection and see if it's worth rebuilding, or maybe I'll just start parting the bike out. Alright, let's pull this fairing off since it's clearly the biggest damage piece. Scared me there. A little bit of pressure. It, like you can see, it just kind of flew off. A lot of pressure on the fairing, plus it's jammed here. Got one more down here. Okay, so this is all loose, and now it's jammed up on the frame bolt here. Wow. Well, there we go. Made a nice hole in the fairing, but overall the fairing is it is still intact. It's not pretty, but it is intact. But there's a huge hole in the fairing. Okay, we're going to start taking the side plastic off now. We'll start with this front intake vent. So with the right side of the bike off now, we can see a little bit of the frame here. I can see this little tab here is bent in a bit. I can see this little tab here is bent inward a bit. But overall, there's no scratches here on the engine cover. I don't see any hits in the engine. There is some signs of some, I don't know if it's coolant leaking or something here. I'm not exactly sure. We'll have to look into that. But yeah, the frame of the bike looks pretty solid, guys. Like, it looks like that took the impact pretty well. This fairing's actually not too bad, a little dirty, but might clean up. Alright guys, so we have all the side fairings off, so you can see kind of the nose piece is really beat up, it's really bashed. I don't think you could save it, it's too crushed up. So yeah, we'll take we'll get the mirrors off here next, and we'll go from there. Alright, there we go guys, mirrors are off. Next we're going to work on taking off the nose cowl. It's like 4 or 5 screws, we'll have that off quickly. Go guys, the 4 or 5 bolts are out. Alright, so there's our nose cowling. It's pretty much busted up everywhere. It's busted up underneath, it's busted right side, it's busted left side. This thing is pretty much garbage. So here we go guys, headlights kind of cockeyed because the stay bracket itself is it's bent pretty badly. We can try to pull this headlight off. It should come off pretty quick. It usually just 4 bolts. Most likely your good old 10mm socket on this bike. If you're not sure what your socket size is, start with the 10. Yeah, the housing for this headlight, it's busted as well. I can see it's not even fastened onto the stay bracket. This 4th bolt is actually still in the stay bracket, but this is part of the headlight housing, but it has been sheared off. Okay. This is busted, it's hard to get off, just pulls straight out. And so there's our busted headlight. There's all kinds of reflector pieces in here busted. I don't even think the bulb survived, probably not. So there's the stay bracket, guys. This is supposed to be straight. So you can see it took a pretty good hit. This is garbage. Broken on this side, broken on this side. Too bad I just had it dipped as well. Kind of sucks, but what can you do? Alright guys, so it is the next day. I have the front end of the bike completely stripped down. It's very clear now that this fork on this side of the bike is bent. This is most likely not recoverable, this fork. The fork on the other side looks like it's still straight, but it's probably twisted a little bit in the triple tree. So I think once I loosen off these bolts, I think the front end might straighten up a little bit. But anyways, that's the damage on the bike, guys. There's no damage on the frame per se on the bike, other than a couple little tabs that hold the fairings together. I did investigate into the little splash of coolant or whatever I saw down here. The little rubber cap was just popped off the coolant reservoir. No broken hoses, nothing like that. So I popped that back in. I've checked the coolant's good. I've checked the oil's good. There's no fluid leaks on the bike. So I will be rebuilding this bike. There have been a couple mods that I still have not done to this bike 6 years after the fact that I purchased it. So they will be coming in part of this rebuild. I guess I'm going to call it FZ6R Rebuild 2.0 because I already built this whole thing the first time. But yeah guys, if you have some ideas, let me know. The thought did cross my mind about putting an R6 front end on the bike. Something to give the front fork some more adjustability. Maybe a little bit more performance. But I know that requires switching the whole front end. As far as options for the nose cowl, I mean, give me some idea, guys. I know Street Fighters are popular right now. Not necessarily my thing, but I'm open to ideas. Comment below. Send me an email, hit me up on Instagram, whatever you want to do. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Ride safe, stay tuned. The rebuild series is going to start again.